Hello guys, and welcome back to a little preview of Astro Colony. Now the game is in the middle of a Kickstarter campaign, and with it being a sci-fi first-person automation game similar to another one I think you all know, I thought it best to check out and give you my thoughts. I've also received the demo as an early backer, so don't worry, after this trailer I'll be showing you some gameplay as well. So what is Astro Colony? Well, according to the Kickstarter, it's an endless simulation focused on exploration, automation and management. And to me it looks like it's the love child of Satisfactory and Space Engineers, two of my favourite games in the last decade. So to say I'm excited is an understatement. This game was brought to my attention during a live stream, and I'll admit I have a lot of questions to ask about the game from the little info that we have and the little demo that we've seen. This game seems to have a lot of potential, and my one concern is that this is the first game Terrid Games has worked on in order to publish in 2022. So there are definitely two sides to a new game company. They may be looking to make a name for themselves and produce an incredible game, or perhaps they feel overwhelmed with what they've planned and end up not being able to quite hit the mark, such as, Star Citizen, which is amazing, but is still in development. But with this, I am willing to take a chance, especially judging from the footage we've already seen and the gameplay demo. And I do need to state that this is all early alpha gameplay footage that we are seeing, so it doesn't resemble the finished product and you may see some bugs or crashes. But the idea is behind us being able to harvest resources from asteroids and planetoids on a procedurally generated universe to build a factory that produces robots to do our bidding. So count me in. Currently they have 70 technologies to research, and though we don't have to fight aliens, we do have to fend ourselves and our bases against natural disasters such as meteorites, black holes, and probably things like solar flares. Hell, if you back the game with a big enough donation, you can design your own cosmic event of stampeding galactic stallions. Oh yes, I went there. Anyway, before we get too excited, let's check out the demo. Also, you can check the trailer unedited on their Kickstarter, so if you do want the breakdown, check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. The demo finds us on a space station platform and gives us the basic tutorial, showing us how to move in game and harvest resources, whilst also giving us the bare minimum to the game, such as how to set up an oxygenator and power source along with an asteroid miner. We then touch on the basics of research before giving us a ship to explore the local planetoids, an ice world and a desert one. I did experience a few bugs and crashes. I think the game crashed 3 or 4 times for me. But again, this is alpha gameplay, so it's expected. And I also found it at times difficult to swap tools or work out how to build using the system. However, and this is a big however, once you get to the planetoids, we get to experience firsthand what I think will make the game stand out above the other factory automation games, and that's the voxel world. How many of you want to build into the terrain and create a factory underground? Well, with Astro Colony, you'll be able to, and I've even got started on one here. By the way, if you do want me to show off more Astro Colony demo gameplay, let me know in the comment section below, and maybe we'll see what we can do with it. This voxel system allows us to easily dig a trench for wires and then bury them with dirt, or place floors over the top, making our factories look super clean. And of course, with all the extra work, if you're willing to put that kind of work into it. But I'd love to build a Hoth-inspired factory in the ice biome based inside the planetoid with all the wires hidden. But we may be limited to the size due to the planetoids being disc-shaped. Now I am really craving for larger and round planetoids rather than this flat disc or bowl segment, similar to how Space Engineers have full planets and asteroids in a procedurally generated environment. But that's a small niggle when realizing the full game will even allow us to strap boosters to our planetoids to move them to next to other planetoids. And I think we may even be able to connect them together if they're close enough to create sprawling networks of planetoids. Now, looking through the research tree, there's already a lot on offer. As I mentioned, there are 70 technologies in game, and it includes things like farming, but unfortunately there are no stallions planned in game just yet. The build mechanics, though cool, do feel a little clunky, making it difficult to build certain floor levels by pointing. Rather, you have to drop down to the right height, and all the cross sections can quite often make it confusing. I also hope that upon release to be able to cycle between the different build tools using the mouse wheel to save me from accidentally changing tools when clicking. When it comes to automation, it's relatively new to me in this game, but you can see that the green arrows indicate the inputs and blue arrows the outputs. You'll also have a wired point, although I feel these elements should be shown on the build blueprint to save us from the guesswork and having to rotate our buildings later on. If you want to delete an item, you do need to make sure to research the destruction research in the tech tree. This would have been good to know in the tutorial, as I spent a while searching and remapping the hotkeys for deleting objects, trying to get this to work. Returning to the idea of sprawling factories, as the game develops, they have already spoken about blueprints, and they're considering using the Factorio style blueprint system if they do add them, which may make the build system a little more forgiving, but as I mentioned, building does still seem a little clunky. And I feel this needs to be much smoother if the game wants to capture an audience like Space Engineers or Satisfactory. But this is super early gameplay and demo footage, so I'll wait a little longer before I settle on this judgment. Along with being able to fly in-game using a jetpack or spaceship, there's the ability to use hypertube style systems. And we'll also be able to use robots to help harvest resources for us, which will offer us a little respite, as it stands, I feel the harvesting of resources takes a little too long. That being said though, looking past all the bugs and crashes that I've had, I'm very impressed with how the game is coming along, and I'm very excited to see more. Though I don't think this will be a satisfactory killer, I do feel that it could become a solid automation game thanks to the voxel mechanics and the freedom it will give us for building, allowing us to create beautiful factories and space stations, hell, hopefully even spaceships as well. A lot of you already know that for me, Satisfactory is fantastic because of the creative freedom it offers, and I believe Astro Colony could do the same on an even deeper level with the right dedication to the development of the game, and I'm certainly eagerly waiting for more. But if you guys are interested in checking out and supporting the game, do check out the Kickstarter campaign. I'll put a link in the description below. And if you have any questions for the devs, why not post them in the comment section on the Kickstarter page? They seem to be pretty active and willing to get their vision of the game out there for everyone to see. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to our amazing supporters, most notably our Solar Eclipse patrons, the Calamity and Cerebral Tag, as well as our Lunar Eclipse patrons, Chris McCabe and James Irwin, as well as our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Shlom. Anyway guys, until next time, as always, ciao for now.